ਗੁਰੂ ਪਿਆਰੀ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸੇਵਾ 'ਚ ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਹੈ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਮਨਜੀਤ ਕੌਰ। ਅੱਜ ਲਾਈਵ ਹੈਲਦੀ ਲਿਵਿੰਗ ਸ਼ੋ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ ਹਰ ਅਗਲੇ ਬੁੱਧਵਾਰ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਮਿਡ ਵੈਨਸਡੇ ਮਹੀਨੇ ਦਾ ਔਰ ਅਖੀਲਾ ਬੁੱਧਵਾਰ ਮਹੀਨੇ ਦਾ। ਇਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਬਰਮਿੰਗਮ ਵੀ ਸ਼ੋ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਲੀਨਿਕ ਰੱਖਦੇ ਨੇ ਮੰਗਲਵਾਰ, ਬੁੱਧਵਾਰ, ਵੀਰਵਾਰ। ਐਤਕੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਸ਼ੁੱਕਰਵਾਰ ਵੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਪੈ ਰਿਹਾ ਟੂ ਐਕਸਟੈਂਡ। ਬਹੁਤ ਬਿਮਾਰ ਪੇਸ਼ੈਂਟਸ ਰਾਈਟ ਫਰਮ ਗਲਾਸਗੋ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ। ਸੋ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਨਿੱਘਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਮੇਰੀ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ, ਨਮਸਕਾਰ, ਆਦਾਬ, ਜੈ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਕ੍ਰਿਸ਼ਨਾ, ਅਸਲਾਮ ਅਲੈਕੁਮ ਐਂਡ ਜੰਬੂਸਾਨਾ ਟੂ ਆਲ ਦ ਰਫੀਕੀ ਆਫ ਅਫਰੀਕਾ ਐਂਡ ਗਲੋਬਲੀ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਐਸ ਫਾਰ ਐਸ ਬਰਮੂਡਾ, ਲਿਟਲ ਆਈਲੈਂਡਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੋਕੀ ਐਂਡ ਫਿਜੀ ਆਈਲੈਂਡਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਸੁਣ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਥਰੂ ਇੰਟਰਨੈਟ, looking at Sikh channel, which is now a global worldwide media Sikh channel program for all the Asian community, and it's giving you people a wealth of information. Thode nige karan reach right from Gurbani, Khana Kanaja, and right from health shows, because je sehat nahi hai santo, then you have lost everything. Your health is your wealth. ਨਿੱਘਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ। ਚੱਲ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਿਹਤ ਦੇ ਸਫ਼ਰ ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਮਨਜੀਤ ਕੌਰ। ਔਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅੱਜ ਸਾਡਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਹੈਗਾ, ਓਬਵੀਅਸਲੀ ਰੋਲਿੰਗ ਅਪ ਕਿ ਦੀਵਾਲੀ ਵੀਕ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਆ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ 23 ਤਰੀਕ ਹੈਗਾ। ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੀਵਾਲੀ ਔਰ ਬੰਦੀ ਛੋੜ ਦਿਵਸ ਦੀ ਲੱਖ ਲੱਖ ਵਧਾਈ। ਔਰ ਇਹ ਬੰਦੀ ਛੋੜ ਦਿਵਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਅੱਜ ਫ੍ਰੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਫਰੋਮ ਰਿਲੀਜਨ ਐਂਡ ਕੋਸਮੋਪੋਲੀਟਨ ਹੈ, ਇੱਕ ਕੰਟਰੀ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬਾਂ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕੈਦੀ ਰੱਖੇ ਹੋਏ ਸੀਗੇ, ਸਾਰੇ ਰਾਜੇ ਤੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੈਦ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਕੱਢਿਆ। ਔਰ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਵੱਡੀ ਫਰੀडम ਆਈ ਸੀਗੀ ਉਸ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ। ਸਾਡੇ ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਦੀ ਜਿਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਕੁਰਬਾਨੀਆਂ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਲੱਖ ਲੱਖ ਸ਼ੁਕਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਤਹਿ ਦਿਲੋਂ। ਕਦੇ ਵੀ ਸਾਡੇ 10 ਗੁਰੂਆਂ ਦੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਦੇਣ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ, ਔਰ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਬਾਣੀ ਔਰ ਸਿੱਖ ਰਿਲੀਜਨ ਔਰ ਸਿੱਖ ਫਿਲਾਸਫੀ ਹੈ, ਇੱਕ ਸੋਨੇ ਦੀ ਥਾਲੀ ਤੇ ਰਾਈਟ ਫਰੋਮ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਟੂ ਫਿਲਾਸਫੀ ਆਫ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਟੂ ਨਾਮ ਸਿਮਰਨ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ 4 ਯੁੱਗਾਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਇੱਕ ਨਾਮ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਥਾਲੀ ਤੇ ਦਿੱਤਾ। ਔਰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ 4 ਯੁੱਗ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਹੇਮਕੁੰਟ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਉੱਥੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਮਾਧੀ ਲਾਈ ਸੀਗੀ, ਔਰ 33 ਕਰੋੜ ਦੇਵਤਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਵੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਲਾਮ ਕੀਤਾ। ਇਸ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡੀ ਕਮਾਈ ਹੈ ਸਾਡੇ 10 ਗੁਰੂਆਂ ਦੀ, ਅਸੀਂ ਕਦੀ ਭੁੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦੇ। ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਇੱਕ ਫਰੀडम ਹੈ, ਜੀਣਾ ਵੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਇੱਕ ਫਰੀडम ਹੈ, ਪਰ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਜੀਣਾ ਇਨ ਦਿਸ ਵੈਸਟਰਨ ਵਰਲਡ, ਉਹ ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਭੁੱਲ ਬੈਠਦੇ ਨੇ। ਐਂਡ ਵੀ ਗੈਟ ਡੀਟਰੈਕਟ ਫਰੋਮ ਆਵਰ ਲਾਈਫ ਸਟਾਈਲ ਪੈਟਰਨਸ, ਔਰ ਇਸ ਫਰੀडम ਤੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਪ੍ਰਿਜ਼ਨਰ ਬਣ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ। ਵੀ ਬਿਕਮ ਇੰਪ੍ਰਿਜ਼ਨਡ। ਸੋ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਬੰਦੀ ਛੋੜ ਦਿਵਸ ਤੇ ਦੀਵਾਲੀ ਦੀ ਮੁਬਾਰਕ। ਨਾਲ ਨਾਲ ਉਮੀਦ ਕਰਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ, ਆਪਣੇ ਰਿਸ਼ਤੇਦਾਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ, ਆਨਲਾਈਨ ਸਾਡੀ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਪਿੰਨੀਆਂ ਅਵੇਲੇਬਲ ਹੈ drmanjeetkaur.co.uk and give pinya as a gift rather than mitha and sugar. Sugar is the biggest addiction and the biggest detrimental diseases, right from depression to jodan de dard to blood sugar balances and blood pressures and cholesterols, because jehda ke fat ਮਿਠਾਈ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੁੰਦਾ, that can raise up your bad cholesterols and drop the good cholesterols. Please, your health is your wealth. ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸਿਹਤ ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਗਹਿਣਾ। ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਨਿੱਘਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ। ਸੋ ਇਹ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਇੱਕ ਫਰੀडम ਹੈ, ਜਿਸ ਇਨਸਾਨ ਨੇ ਇੱਕ ਫਰੀडम ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲੀ ਹੈ ਜੀਣ ਦੀ, ਪਰ how did he draw back and how did he come out of his ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਬੰਦਿਸ਼ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੈਠ ਗਏ ਸੀਗੇ 3-4 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਹਸਪੀਟਲ ਦੇ ਬੈੱਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੈਠਣਾ, ਇਟਸ ਐਨ ਇੰਪ੍ਰਿਜ਼ਨਮੈਂਟ। ਐਂਡ ਉਸ ਫਰੀडम ਚੋਂ ਨਿਕਲ ਕੇ ਅੱਜ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਜੀਵਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਤ ਕੀਤਾ ਆ। ਸੁਣੋਗੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹਕੀਕਤ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਕਹਾਣੀ, ਉਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਟੈਸਟੀਮੋਨੀਅਲਸ ਲਾਈਵ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲਿੰਕ ਹੋਏਗੇ। ਸਾਡੇ ਪੇਸ਼ੈਂਟਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਕੋਲਾਈਟਿਸ ਪੇਸ਼ੈਂਟਸ, ME MS ਪੇਸ਼ੈਂਟਸ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਜੀਵਨ 'ਚ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਦਿੱਕਤ ਸੀਗੀ ਉਹ ਨਿਕਲੇ ਆ। ਬੜੀ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਨਾਲ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਨਾਲ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਪੇਸ਼ ਕਰੇਗੇ, ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਜੀਵਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਗੁੱਡ ਹੈਲਥ ਪਰਵਿਸ਼ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ। ਅਮਿਤ ਖਾਨ, ਵੈਲਕਮ, ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਨਿੱਘਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਸਾਡੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। Amit, welcome to my show, and humbly touched with the gift that God has given you, with the freedom that you had. Do you remember Diwali also falls on the Bandi Chhod Divas, which was ਸਾਡੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਰਾਜੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸੀਗੇ imprisoned, 51 ਤਣੀਆਂ ਬਣਾਈਆਂ on a cloak, because ਉਹ ਟਾਈਮ ਮੁਗਲਾਂ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਚੈਲੰਜ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਫਰੀडम ਲੈਣੀ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਟਾਈਮ ਕੱਢਣ। ਐਸਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸੋਚ ਇੰਨੀ ਵੱਡੀ ਸੀਗੀ that a cloak with a robe was made with 51 strings for him to take all the Maharajas and the hill Rajas who were trapped for so many years in prison. and released them, and they went back to their destinations Raj karan lai. So a lot of people think that Diwali as sirf Sikh religion de vich Bandi Chhod Divas is a huge inauguration for us to celebrate freedom of life.
That's right.
You had freedom of life first.
Yes.
You detract from your freedom of life and went off the track, derailed. Or chalde ya aj, tusi dasso ke the freedom that you had and the vision that you had, oh dream, sapna sacha ho gaya. Oh sacha sapna thoda bilkul collapse ho gaya.
Yes.
Or fir kis tarah chale? Tell us from how this whole thing started.
Tell it from the beginning, and for those viewers who have not tuned in before, so I'll just run just a brief
So maaf karna
synopsis.
ke Punjabi di bhasha de vich thodiyan gallan hoy gaya, English vich zyada. My program and Amit's jehda ona da testimonial is advice. At no point are we saying ke tusi doctory dawai chhaddo.
No.
We are saying ke scans, MRIs, drugs, doctory drugs, steroids, and sometimes surgeries are lifesavers. But without my advice, please do not stop your medication and say ke Amit ne aaya kya te we should try this because sanu vi khoon diyan tattiyan jao. Whatever issues Amit is going to say is his experience, but it does not project his sare nu issues
That's
hoige.
right. That's
Hanji.
right. Well, I'll begin. Basically, I started my career in banking at the age of 21, and I was working and I was earning, a decent living, but I always wanted more. And
Sure.
by the age of 24, I wanted to go and do a business. So I started researching all types of franchises, what I could do and what I wanted to do. And then
Did this come from family? Was your father always a businessman?
my family's always been in business. They've been in textiles business, and
That's right.
and so it's been in my blood. It's been in our roots. But naturally, most of us in Asians, or a lot of us, have got families that have been in business.
And decide to enjoy the father's wealth, but you decided to do something for yourself.
That's right.
Which
that's
is
right.
great credibility.
Yeah.
Because Nairobi ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਆਪਣਾ ਕੀਨੀਆ ਦਾ ਜਨਮ ਹੈ, ਬਹੁਤ ਵਾਰੀ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਕਿ ਬੱਚੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੜਕੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨਾ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਈ ਬਹੁਤ ਕਮਜ਼ੋਰ ਹੁੰਦੀ, ਲੜਕੀਆਂ ਪੜ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ, and the children, the boys start clogs to clogs. Father ਨੇ ਬਾਬੂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬਾਬੇ ਸੀਗੇ, they were in poverty. The father came into wealth and the children destroyed the wealth.
That's right.
But you decided to go one platform up.
That's right. So I looked at different types of businesses, and I came across a franchise business called CNA International. It was a recruitment agency business, and the franchise fee was £35,000. So I said, and this is at 25. I said to my mum and dad, "Listen, I need £50,000 to do this business."
Ji.
And they said, "What do you need £50,000 for?" I said, "Well, £35,000 is for the franchise fee. £15,000 I needed working capital."
Ji.
And so, reluctantly, after 3 months of persuading them, they gave me the money, and I started in business. Dr. Manjit, I made a lot of wealth very, very quickly, and before you knew it, we were doing recruitment for all the big banks: Royal Bank of Scotland, Barclays, HSBC, Santander, the Irish banks. We were basically going into full flow, and I made a lot of money very, very quickly.
Ji.
And using that wealth, I then basically put it into other projects, into restaurants and bars and other investments. And what I found, though, although I had money, I was never content. I was never happy.
Yeah.
I was never, I was always chasing for more.
Yeah.
But at the age of 30, the whole empire came crashing down. Everything that I had built, that took me several years to build up, it went bang, 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 just like dominoes. It just fell straight down. Nothing I could do I could hold on to, and everything just went clashing down. Then what happened was, at the age of 30, in 2009, I was then declared bankrupt. And then I then went into hospital, and I then went into basically, I was internally bleeding, and in the hospital, I nearly lost my life.
Yeah.
I nearly lost my life, and
So from a good, healthy weight, you
That's right.
dropped down to
something like 75 kg.
Yeah.
And I lost, and I'm basically I remember
We've got a call coming on air.
Oh, excellent.
Which is to give information of what they have to say on the testimonial. Hello, Colitis, welcome, and Niga Swagat ਸਾਡੇ program ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ Dr. Manjit Kaur ਦਾ Healthy Living Show. Welcome.
Hello, Sat Sri Akal ji.
Hello, Sukhwinder Kaur, Sat Sri Akal. Welcome to my show. Do you watch the Healthy Living Show?
Here and there, I do.
Yeah. So how did you connect with Sikh channel, and what have you got from having watched the Healthy Show, Living Show? Tell us.
Yeah, it's a very interesting program. It's a very good way for us to connect with our Sikh faith. Yeah, we've learned quite a lot. ਸਾਡੇ ਘਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਤਾਂ ਰੋਜ਼ ਦਾ ਚੱਲਦਾ ਹੈ TV ਤੇ. So yeah, it's very good for everyone to watch.
Ji, yeah. And what have you benefited from my shows, or what have you achieved in your health?
Yeah, obviously I came to you with my diagnosis of colitis. So
that's exactly what Amit had.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Yeah. ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਮੇਰੀ ਹਾਲਤ ਕਾਫੀ ਖਰਾਬ ਸੀ. So yeah, I've been having your medicine now for the past 4 months, and I've noticed a significant improvement. Yeah, regularly having your medicines day to day, and yeah, I'm nearly there with the recovery now. So job well done to you, and yeah, I would recommend you to everyone. Yeah,
no, it's your faith or somebody. How did you find out about me?
My mum recommended me to you actually about 4 or 5 months ago. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ appointment book ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ. So yeah.
And when did you get diagnosed with colitis? ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਿ ਅਮਿਤ ਦੀ ਕਹਾਣੀ ਸੀ.
Diagnosis, I got diagnosed back in January, and I was having medication from the NHS.
ਹਾਂਜੀ.
And obviously, kuch fark nahi piya, then obviously I was recommended by my mum to yourself.
So your symptoms were bleeding, bloating?
Bleeding, yeah, going toilet almost 8 to 9 times a day.
Wow.
There was no stool formants. It was literally water coming out. So it was very painful. Regularly having fresh red blood in the toilet. It wasn't good at all.
Gee. Okay.
It'd be interesting to know, what did you take from yourself? What did you take?
Oh, we won't say that on air because then sometimes we said. But I think whatever you got, an anti-inflammatories.
Yes.
And then was something similar that I have gave her to steroids, but in natural form. Hana Sukhwinder.
That's right. Yeah.
She started that diet.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. The diet's very
did
good.
you follow the diet?
That's right, I have. Yeah, there's a few things that I cut out the diet, so like fried food, sugary things, caffeine, fizzy drinks. Yeah, the coffee made get there. So yeah, I did follow that religiously. So obviously it has worked for me. Yeah.
Amazing.
Very good.
And you have a lovely, beautiful daughter that you're
I have.
looking
Yeah,
after.
she's 2 years old. Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure you're thankful to your mom for.
Definitely, yeah, 100%.
But I'm thankful to you, Sukhwinder, for one coming on air because बहुत लोग की चक्कर जाते ने and they think कि नहीं शर्म आती है. But this is true testimonials.
Yeah.
There's no hangama about my testimonials. Neither do I give a backhander. Sukhwinder came. There are some, and she reaped the rewards. But Sukhwinder, I got to thank you for taking confidence in my treatment. And just this is the 4th sitting, short and brief. And you came back with amazing results and dropped down to just 3 products now as a maintenance program. And in time to come, you don't even have the blood stool jeda thanu pello siga. You don't bleed anymore, and there's no liquid fecal matter.
Yes.
She's now racing through a normal lifestyle. But I hope ke foods de tusi haje bhi dhyan rakhonge. Remember, body heal ho jandi, Amit.
Yeah.
It is a level where anybody can reach. You can drop back je thade foods galt ho jaan.
That's right.
So we did the NAS scan on Sukhwinder as well, and found out the information. At this time you have a quality of life and no fear, Hana?
That's right, yeah.
And no more hospital visits.
That's right, yeah, that's the best thing, yeah.
So from January to June, how many visits did you make? First of all, observations, no time.
3 visits, yeah, it was 3 visits to the hospital, that's right.
And you were on steroids and you were
steroids and another medicine, yeah.
Yeah, Asacol, azathioprine, all those things are given in. That knocks out your liver. But thank you so much for coming live on air and connecting with us into our program. I hope you listen to the rest of the program. And I hope you have a lot of divine light in your life to come. And you've got a beautiful daughter. Look after her and take care of yourself and each other. God bless you and happy Diwali.
Thank you. Thank you.
God
Bye.
bless you. Sat Sri Akal.
Bye.
This was a caller, Sukhwinder Kaur, who's taken treatment similar to your condition.
Yeah.
But with a young child, life can be driven apart, Hana?
Of course.
And it can lead on to trauma, as it already was that from January to June, she was not getting any help from
The
the
NHS.
allopathic medicine.
Yes.
NHS is a lifesaver. They are great for MRIs, scannings, diagnosis, blood tests, but sometimes you can hit a sort of a dead end.
Rock bottom.
Yeah, and that's when I am so grateful people seek alternative treatment, but then people think, oh, you know, I mean, our tax is being paid to NHS, but then if you sometimes, I've said to people, drop the private insurances you're doing, go on to antioxidants and powerful foods and anti-cancer programs and anti-blockers, heart artery unblocking program kade for 3 months, do liver detox, do gallbladder detox, kidney stone detox,
Yeah.
and put your money into the pot where you're going to reap rewards. And by doing a private insurance, you're giving them money until the time comes. You often find out 50% of the time you're not even valid for that treatment,
Yes.
or they will not insure you for that cover. So it is a benefit. You override the waiting system.
Yeah.
But Amit, when you go to India, you go to Kenya, जिथे पैसे पहलो रखने पैंदे आ, इंसान दी जान तो पहला, that's when I salute NHS and I said, you just need to be a British citizen and you could be in any part of the country of UK, Ireland, or Scotland, you will get A&E are lifesavers.
Yeah.
Great training, ICU for heart conditions, great training, amazing. Tusi jaake dekho, those walls of the hospital when I have to visit chills you, and then you come back home and say, thank God, Sache Pasha, ek time di roti hai, par you've got your health.
That's right.
You know.
That's right. Yes.
So she was same like you, where you were explaining. We got the call. We had to take the call. Apologize for that. So
Yeah.
let's go on from where we stopped.
We were, yeah, that's right. So, so I was telling you my story, and so basically, at the age of 30, I lost everything, and then I went to the hospital, and like this caller here, I was diagnosed with colitis, and they wanted to operate to me, and they said to me, you know, end of the day, Amit, you haven't got. If we don't operate on you, you could basically lose your life, you know, because my stomach was expanding very, very quickly. Now that night, I escaped the operation, but it's in the book. This, you know, the story. But that night, I escaped the operation, and I prayed to God that night that, you know, and a miracle did happen, and no doubt about it. But when I came out of hospital, I could only work 2 hours a day because of my condition. And then I started to read scriptures and find out, okay, you know, who's pulling my strings here? You know, who gave me the wealth in the first place? You know, who took the wealth away from me? You know, who put me in hospital? Who took my health away from me? Who saved me in hospital? You know, I wanted answers, and I started to read all the scriptures that I could, and then I started to adopt, and then I found there were common laws between all these scriptures. So then I put these laws into practice, and then within 2 years, I was obviously, because at 30 I was declared bankrupt, I had nothing. I then made all my wealth back 8 times over than what I had before. But this time around, Dr. Manjit, I'm a lot more content, a lot more healthier, and a lot more happy, if you like, you know. And so the book, The Gift, 7 Laws of Success, which we're going to go in after the break, we'll talk about those individually, and I can tell you why this does give you success and why it makes you happy, you know.
So what Amit is saying, कि सबर संतोख ते मन दी खुशी इस वेले इन्हां ने प्राप्त कीती है, पर उन्हां दे जीवन दे विच एक रस्ता आया सीगा जिथे अंधेरा हो गया सीगा। उस अंधेरे रस्ते दे विच सब कुछ गुआ बैठे, पर इन्हां ने ये एहसास कीता कि केड़ी चीज करके मेरे विच की कमी सी, ये कह रहे हैं कि what was my drawback जिहदे वास्ते मैं गुआ बैठा, सब कुछ जिहड़ा बनाया, how did he lose it? And very few people sit back and think. Very few people say, "Main kita siga." What he did, went on a humbler journey and started connecting his soul and his atma, and connecting the fall back hoya to lift himself back again. I think it's a great story for a young person like yourself to reach a height of success and to fall, but then the health took the toll in that drawback. And now, what do you consider your health to be? Number one, wealth number one, or materialistic things number one,
definitely,
or happiness number one? Which order would you consider this?
Health is definitely number one, because without our health, Dr. Manjit, we have nothing.
Which is your wealth.
That's right.
Ohi thada gehna, ohi thade jewels, ohi thade pearls.
That's right.
So in the time I've seen you from June to now, there's a different aura on your face. I can never forget when this young man walked into my Birmingham clinic, just 1,000 meters from Sikh Channel, and he was stooping. He was weak, and he was feeble. You've put on weight, the aura on his face has changed, the complexion has changed, there's roshni in his eyes, but he was unwell. I remember my PA saying, he does look very sick, doesn't he, Dr. Manjit? Are you sure he's going to be all right? मैं क्या watch उस अकाल पुरख दी घर दे विच कदी भी अंधेरा नहीं हुंदा. There can be darkness in your life, but light shone on you. And we're talking about Deepmala and Diwali. Light shone on you. Tell us more.
Well, basically, I mean, this is when then I reflected, and then I put the 7 laws into the book, and it got internationally published now. Now this book is, the 7 laws is available on Amazon, W.H. Smith and Waterstones. And you can go into www.amitkainth.co.uk. Now we'll begin. For example, one of the first laws is meditation. What you got to realize that we got to realize there is a creator that made this universe. There is a creator that made the moon, the stars, the sun.
Yeah, the whole galaxy.
The whole galaxy.
Yeah.
And part of that creation is inside of us. We have that soul, whether you want to call it energy, whether you want to call it soul, whether you want to call it power, whether you want to call it light, whatever you want to call it, there is that conscience inside of us, and it's always talking to us. So why should we do meditation? Meditation allows us to deactivate the 5 evil forces. And what are the 5 evil forces? It's pride, greed, attachment, lust, and anger.
Yeah. So which is moh, lobh, moh, ahankar, Nindya, chugli, us चीज़ां तो ਆਪਾਂ ਵਿਛੜੇ ना ते we get trapped in a disease of body sickness.
That's right. So what the gift, the 7 laws of success shows us that we've got to stop fueling the mind, but now start fueling the soul. So rather than we've got to change ourselves, 80% fueling the soul and 20% fueling the mind.
So that means atma nu khuraak deni.
Exactly.
Feeding the soul.
Feeding the soul. What you'll find by feeding the soul is that you're going to get success, you're going to get happiness, and you're going to get contentment. Because bottom line, Dr. Manjit, I don't know if you realize that, you can get 2 people, they can do the same thing, but one becomes successful over the other. Why? Yeah. Because they're saying that no matter what you touch, if you're not blessed, it won't happen for you.
Sure.
You know, and so this is why we got to realize that God is the one that gives everything. God is the one that puts us in the right place. God is the one that makes us, get to where we need to get to, So the reason why we need to do meditation is that it takes us 40 minutes, Dr. Manjit, to power down the mind, to power down those 5 evil forces. So what we've got to do, and then after that 40 minutes of meditation, whether you want to use Simran or whether you want to walk in a park or any type of meditation, you then want to 20 minutes of listening to that soul.
Connect to every cell.
Exactly.
600 trillion cells nu slow down karna, oxygen ਲੈਣੀ ਆ. And Simran loki ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਝੂਲਦੇ ਨੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਝੂਲਦੇ ਨੇ ਅੱਜਕੱਲ. I don't think that is a way of connecting. It's disorienting your blood in your head and the blood in the body by making such violent moves.
That's right.
But stillness, calmness is what happens, is you getting oxygen to the cells to heal those organs.
That's right. So by doing the meditation, that 20 minutes after you've kind of so 40 minutes of doing meditation and 20 minutes of listening to the soul. When you come out to meditation, you should come out with an action plan. Right, okay, I need to go and say sorry to this person. I've offended that person, I need to go and say sorry to him. The soul will be telling you to go left, go right, go up, go down. It's giving you the direction. But what we do is we often then hear that voice, but we think, actually, no, I don't want to do that because the pride comes in the way. Or attachment to something else comes in the way, or desire for something else comes in the way. We've got to, in order to be successful in this life, and the book teaches you, the gift teaches you we should fuel that soul in order to take us to our true heights. I mean, an example, Dr. Manjit, God did not bring us here just to pay the bills. God did not bring us here just to make do. God did not bring us here just to make ends meet. God brought everybody here for a true soul destination. And God brought everyone here to take you to the true heights. But how do you know how to go to your true heights if you're not listening to the soul?
Exactly.
And so that's what we've got to do. So meditation is one of those forms we have to do to get direction, most importantly,
So what Amit is saying कि रब दे नाल connection करो, अपनी आत्मा दी शांति साडी खुराक हैगी है, खाना ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਪੇਟ ਦੀ ਪਰਵਿਸ਼ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਸਾਡੀ ਜੀਭ ਦੀ ਸਵਾਦ ਵਾਸਤੇ. ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਇਨਸਾਨ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਪਿੰਨੀਆਂ ਵੱਲ ਦੇਖ ਕੇ ਬੰਦਾ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਵਾਹ ਜੀ ਵਾਹ, ਡਾਕਟਰ ਮਨਜੀਤ ਦੀ ਫੋਟੋ ਲੱਗੀ ਹੋਈ ਆ, ਬੜੀਆਂ ਸਵਾਦ ਹੋਣੀਆਂ, ਪਰ ਖਾ ਕੇ ਦੇਖਿਆ, I don't think so. So ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਛਕੀਆਂ ਲੋਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਲੈ ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਖਾ ਲਈ ਤੇ ਬਲੱਡ ਸ਼ੂਗਰ ਅਗੇ ਠੀਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਈ ਪਰ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਐਵੇਂ 30 ਸਾਲ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਪਿੰਨੀ ਮਠਿਆਈ ਖਾਧੀ ਹੈ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਬਲੱਡ ਸ਼ੂਗਰ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਉਹ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ but to have pinya on a regular basis sometimes people think now I think I took one box and I took a few ਤੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਫਰਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਿਆ so perseverance
yes
and patience because ਉਸ ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਦੇ ਦਵਾਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜਵਾਬ ਮਿਲੇਗਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਵਾਲ ਦਾ
and talking about patience and perseverance because the gift the 7 laws of success it's not going to happen overnight it's like driving
sure
you didn't learn to drive overnight it took 6 months of practicing you got to keep going and not give up and the gift the 7 laws of success is a lifestyle and it will take you to your heights but it's like you said you got to keep going at it and don't give up you know
so right now we're going to stay tuned ਪਰ ਮੈਂ ਆਇਰਲੈਂਡ ਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਲਿਸਨਰਸ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਜੁੜਦੇ ਰਹੋ ਔਰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਨਿੱਘਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਮੇਰੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਟੂ ਆਇਰਲੈਂਡ ਐਂਡ ਵੀ ਆਰ ਗੋਇੰਗ ਟੂ ਬੀ ਵਿਦ ਅਮਿਤ ਕਾਂਤ ਮਾਈਸੈਲਫ ਇਨ ਦ ਮਿਲੇਨੀਅਮ ਫੋਰਮ on the 26th in Ireland and we welcome all our Irish, Punjabi and Asian listeners and an amazing gift of life, an amazing book about the gift that is written and an amazing gift of knowledge he's giving to you. Dekho zindagi vich koi bhi knowledge le ke rakhni apne hed de vich I think that is selfish to part away with the knowledge and to tell what he's telling worldwide and from myself as well it's ਮੇਰੇ ਵੀਰ ਜੀ ਅਮਰੀਕ ਸਿੰਘ ਲੂਟਨ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਇੱਕ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਕਿ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਮਨਜੀਤ ਕੁੱਕ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਪਰ ਜੋ ਕੁਝ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਤ ਕੀਤਾ ਆਪਣੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਈ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੁਣ ਗਾ ਰਹੇ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਐਂਡ ਟ੍ਰਾਈਂਗ ਟੂ ਐਜੂਕੇਟ ਪੀਪਲ and that struck me. I had never thought about that out of my unselfishness, not being selfish. Amit, I was just doing these shows and right from Cook Show, jeda every Saturday on the 11:30 baje, te every Tuesday 3:30 baje, and people are desperately waiting to see what Dr. Manjit is going to make for the Diwali show. I have yet to do that. So if time allows me, I'll be humbly, at your service. So ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ Ireland ਤੋਂ ਕਿਉਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਨਿੱਘਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ I will be and with Amit myself I'm arriving on the 25th of October to Ireland. Amit is arriving on the
the Sunday the 26th
on the 26th and we're doing a massive show ਜਿੱਥੇ 2000 ਬੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਨੇ ਹੋਣਾ Asians from every part of Ireland north south Belfast Dublin ਨਿੱਘਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ come to the show listen to our talk shows Amit's the gift talk show mine the healthy living show ਪਿੰਨੀਆਂ ਵੀ ਵਿਕਰੀਆਂ ਉੱਥੇ so anybody will leave it thinking about giving ਮਠਿਆਈ this is the best gift to give and this is the best gift to buy 2 gifts for Diwali, I think, for your child and your family and for everybody to eat. I don't think you can go wrong. So these are the 2 amazing gifts. Alongside that, mere products, coffee hoige, oils. I'll have all the essential fats. I'll have my best pink salt, Othe, Ireland. So I'm going to be there in Ireland from the 25th till the 3rd. Yes. Of November. But I'm doing my health shows in different areas. I start from Londonderry is where we are meeting in the Millennium Forum. 2,000 people are attending the show and I think this book is the hot sale. Don't regret if you don't order it now because it might be sold but the printers are working hard behind the shows to get the printing going because we are expecting a lot and he's loading a lot in my car. So the gift book is going to go into my car. He's flying. So join us Irish Asian ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ welcome ਤੁਹਾਡਾ and come and see us take ਸਾਡੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ information ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਜੀਵਨ ਬਾਰੇ how you can live a healthier life and Amit has got an amazing story he will guide you I'm there to assist you ਔਰ Londonderry ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 4 ਦਿਨ ਹੋਏਗੀ ਮੇਰੀ clinic by appointments only then I move to Belfast and then Dublin and then my most desire is to go down to South Ireland Limerick where I connect with the caves underground. Amit, excellent. Amazing caves. So in my hard work of slogging and here in Birmingham we do a 3 to 4 day clinic every other Wednesday. Or mera Friday de thode slots hai jina ne main in touch karna 07 886 880591 Friday de jehde thode slots hai to see me in Birmingham. Right from Glasgow are in a Bermuda to patients I today from Leicester, Wolverhampton. I'm so touched that people are filtering from so many places just to get answers for their health.
Yes. Yeah.
So, please stay tuned into this program and other numerous shows ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਆਂਦੇ ਰਹੇਗੇ ਅਗਲਾ ਸ਼ੋ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਕਲੀਨਿਕ ਲੱਗ ਰਿਹਾ ਉਹ ਹੈਗਾ 12 13 14 November and after 14 November I return back to Birmingham on the 11th and 12th and 13th of January. So ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਵੀ 1.5 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੈਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣਾ is purely to give you information for people ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ conditions are like yourself. Please contact me and take appointments, because panic na karo. December de which I'm not returning to Birmingham till the second week of January. Amit, what are we doing in Ireland and why is this important? You have had freedom of life and you're spreading the word. Is this giving you pleasure as much as Cook Show is giving me pleasure? Does this give you pleasure? Talking about the book, talking about your freedom, not being embarrassed about the slum you had in your life, and Ode Naal Akar Purukh, now you've connected and you are spreading the word to people. Can be sitting at home and feel bismarck, can feel ke andhera ho gaya, can feel darkness. You are shedding information. That's amazing charity.
That's right. I mean, the reason why I want to do it is because, I mean, the book, The 7 Laws of Success, will change your life. You know, it will, and it's changed my life. And the proof's in the pudding. You know, you go buy the book from W. Smith or Waterstones or Amazon and adopt it, and you'll see how, and it's a short book, it's 50 pages, you can read it within 2 weeks. I've made it purposely, short so that you can...
And I've read it the 4th time.
And I've made it purposely short so you can read it very swiftly. But and I'm like you, you know, I want to go out there, I want to spread the word, I want to take my time out to tell others.
This is unpaid time.
This is unpaid,
which
that's
is so
right.
good.
Yeah.
You know, people say, oh, thada Cook Show vadiya si, but then I sometimes do 16-hour Cook Show and I cry. I walk in the house, my toes are hurting, my nails are hurting of my feet.
Yeah.
And then I say, okay, Dr. Manjit, ek sauda aaya sadi zindagi da, if I've made a promise to serve the community, I'll do it.
You'll do it.
You made a promise, and out of your time, you're coming to Londonderry. Out of your time, you're gifting Sikh Channel to run this show.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and
I'm very thankful for your support for the show. Honestly,
thank you
really,
for having me on.
Yeah.
And Ireland's
It's
going
a
to be
pleasure.
Ireland's going to be fun because we're not only going to be there, we're going to be promoting the book, but I'm going to also do a road show there where I'm actually going to be talking to you on physically how to implement these laws into your life and change your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, going on to this, one of the other laws is, you were talking about with selfless service. One of the laws is flow. We've got to let 3 things flow from us. Number 1 is positivity. Because there's a saying, Dr. Manjit, that what you sow is what you reap. Exactly.
That goes from lifestyle, bachchiyan di parvish.
That's right.
Your own eating habits, your work style, and then putting your energy into the community. Whatever you sow, you will reap.
You plant apples, you're going to get apples.
Yes.
You plant pears, you're going to get pears.
Sure.
What we've got to do is, we've got to start flowing positivity. If you start flowing positivity, positivity will come back around to you. So that's number 1. We've got to let that flow. The second thing we have to flow is our wealth. Now, people say to me, Amit, you know what, but I'm making ends meet. I haven't got anything spare to give at the end of the month. Well, if you just make a small cutback, have a less pizza, or make
or a fizzy drink,
or make packed lunches, or just have that less, whatever it is. But where you can make cutbacks and give your wealth away to a cause that you believe in, God will give you that back, 10 times over anyway. But you will feel happier that you're giving your wealth away. The third thing we have to let flow is our time. Now, we're talking about time, coming on the show and doing all this. Why it's so important to give our time away? What we've got to realize, that Dr. Manjit, there was a creator that created this universe, and this earth, and the moon, and the stars. We have to realize that part of that creation is inside of us, and we have to realize that by me serving others, I'm helping God's children. I'm helping them to get to where they need to be. So God will help me get to where I need to be. Sure. And it's just I can't explain it, but it's just a law that exists. You go and help others, and God will help you.
Invertedly. Sure.
So those are 3 things we have to... That's right.
ਤੇ ਉਸ ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਦੀ ਨਿਗਾਹ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਖੁਸ਼ ਕਰੀਏ, not asking too much, ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿੰਨੀ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕਰਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਨਾ ਵੀ ਕਰੋ, ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਲੋਕੀ 10 ਪਾਉਂਡ ਦੇ ਕੇ ਸੰਗਤ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕਰਦੇ. Your silent prayer is your connection with God.
That's right.
You don't need to give 10 pounds. You can put 10 pounds in charity in the Golak. But to make it announced ਕਿ ਹਾਂ ਬੀਬੀ ਨੇ ਬੋਰਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਆਟੇ ਦਾ ਤੇ ਉਹਦੀ ਸੁਖ ਸ਼ਾਂਤੀ ਵਾਸਤੇ, ਹਾਂ ਸੰਗਤ ਦੱਸ ਸੇ ਕਿ ਯੈਸ ਵਿਚਾਰੀ ਬੀਬੀ ਨੂੰ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਿਹਤ ਬਖਸ਼ੇ. But I think ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜਾਣੀ ਜਾਣ ਹੈ. Whatever you pray within your heart, He listens.
That's right.
Sometimes it's time. It takes time.
That's right.
It took you 5 years to get to there. It took you 2 years to get back. Now you
And
got your
over.
health.
That's right.
But then you have said, invertedly, that money hasn't mattered to you. Your health has, you have put priority to your health
That's
as
right.
your wealth.
Because
now, then what do you put next? Is your happiness?
happiness is definitely right, yes.
And why?
Because, well, you have to, because
If you were what you were in June, were you happy?
this year when I came and
Yes.
seen you, when I in June I didn't have health. So when I came and seen you, I was very, in the day, I obviously I was looking for a cure. So when I seen you in July, I seen you got me back on track because I was bleeding quite heavily. And so after taking your medicines, after doing the scan, I was then back onto my feet.
That's the NAS scan.
That was an S scan, that was right. And there you picked up exactly what was wrong with me.
And the stress he had.
Yeah.
A lot of stress and anxiety. Walking, palpitation, breathlessness, rushing, doing things. He's the same Amit who's doing everything in that time flow, and you're achieving the same goals without damaging your body.
That's right.
Why is time flow and timekeeping and discipline of time so important? Which our children don't do. They're watching too much television, they're spending too much time on the games,
That's right.
they're not sitting with parents and talking, they're not having communal meals on the table.
right.
माँ बाप दाल रोटी ला रहे, बच्चा चिप्स ले आ रहा, बर्गर्स ले आ रहे, ओवन चो food निकल रहा. Why is timekeeping so important? And obviously you've kept your time. You got here from Leicester to do this show. You have gifted Sikh channel every time to run this show. I'm so thankful to you. And my father taught us one thing. I've never worn a watch after the age of 18, but he taught us about time and discipline and trust and faith in your job. He said, "Thanu kadi vi beimani nahi hoegi je you do a trustful business,
Yes.
people will come back to you."
Well,
okay, right
exactly.
across the globe, local ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਮਨਜੀਤ ਕੋਲ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਰਾਮ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ. But that's trust, and I thank you, all of you, ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਐਡਾ ਵੱਡਾ trust ਪਾ ਕੇ thousands of miles ਤੋਂ ਲੋਕੀ up to 2 months ਲੱਗ ਰਹੇ ਕਈਆਂ ਨੂੰ Amit just to get a visa. One application failed, second failed, third successful.
Yes.
They didn't give up to come to me.
Yeah.
So I'm so touched कि ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ. Belgium to patients driving by ferry and car. And my run to the ferry to Scotland, to Ireland, I know it's a 3-figure, good 500 pounds. I salute those people who come every month with their families to take treatment.
That's right.
So why is timekeeping, discipline so important?
Let's talk about time. And let's talk about, because obviously Diwali, let's talk about time. God gives us a time to be here on earth. We've all got a certain amount of time.
Sure.
And what we've got to do
A
is
lifespan.
A lifespan. And
Yeah.
what we've got to realize is that basically, what are we doing here? What is our purpose of life? What are we achieving? Now, yes, okay, don't get me wrong. We've got to go out there and earn money. We've got to go out there and earn a living, and we've got to pay the bills.
Sure.
But bottom line, when we go and this time is over, we're talking about time, when we go and see God, what is he going to ask us? Is he going to ask us how much wealth have we got? How many cars we bought? What property we bought? How bank balance? What we've got to realize is that there are two balances in our life. One is the balance in our bank account. One is the balance of our karmic debt.
Yeah.
The purpose of coming here on earth is not to build the balance in our bank account, but is to increase the karmic balance.
Yeah.
So
Very
how do
well
we do
said.
that? So how do
This is coming from a 35-year-old child, viewers, you know. If you've just switched on, stay tuned. He's got a lot more to tell you.
So what we've got to realize, and this book shows us how to increase our karmic balance.
See.
So what we've got to do is we've got to now start to fuel the soul. And this is how we do it. And we've got to start obviously giving our wealth away, you know, helping selflessly where we can. But we've also got to be around positive souls.
Sure.
Now,
Achhi sangat.
that's right. We are like aeroplanes. We need 4 things to lift off. Lift, thrust, drag, and weight. What we've got to do is we've got to spend 80% of our time around people that are going to lift us and thrust us.
Achhi sangat hove, then your thoughts are good.
Exactly. And 20% of our time that are going to give us weight and drag. Because what you've got to realize, Dr. Manjit, that God has brought us here for a sole purpose. God has brought us here to go to our true heights.
Sure.
But we need to, in order to go to our sole purpose, we need to listen to the soul.
Sure.
And the soul's
Atma.
telling, that's right, we need to understand what the soul, where the soul is telling us to go, left, right, up, down. So what we need to do is, but if we need to, that's why we need to stay with people who are going to keep us positive, who
Sure.
are going to encourage us, who are going to boost us, who are going to thrust us. And this is what one of the laws is to be around positive people. And the other one of the laws is to reduce the amount of negative outward actions.
Yeah.
We need to kind of stop ill commenting on people, you know, stop hitting, abusing, and talking bad of people. Because by doing those
Nindya,
actions,
which is
by
called.
doing those actions, you gain nothing.
ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ ਨਿੰਦਿਆ ਕਰਦਾ ਜਿਹਦੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਨਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਪਾਪ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਹੋਈ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਨਿੰਦਿਆ ਕਰਦਾ the gossip they are taking the load off.
Exactly.
So they haven't helped. They've probably gone and said, oh ਭੈਣੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਏਦਾਂ ਹੋਇਆ ਉਹਦੇ ਬੱਚਾ ਬਿਮਾਰ ਹੈ. But have you listened to them? Have you given them time to say, Bibi, what can I do for you? Can I come and help you? Can I make your tea? Can I make your dinner? Can I do your shopping? Old people, pensioners know. These kind of things are giving time.
That's right.
To the community, and that's charitable.
Exactly.
So thinking good for others is
That's
so
right.
important.
And it's such an important thing. And so we got, and what you got to realize that, so how does one become successful in life? Well, I tell you how you become successful. You've got to start fueling the soul. When you start fueling the soul and using the gift and 7 laws of success in fueling the soul, watch how the world just comes around you.
Sure.
Watch how God will put you in the right place at the right time. We're talking about Diwali, the light. The light is inside of all of us.
Sure.
The
Which
same,
is your aura.
The same light inside you is the same light inside me.
Yeah. But how do we reciprocate it?
We need to now get ourselves attached to that divine, to that light, and to make that change. And now it's Diwali coming up, it's a new year. We should basically now, and I can guarantee you implement the laws of success, the gift, you will then go to your heights.
Yeah.
And it's a journey that you need to take, but it will be going against the tide.
And patience.
You need patience, and it is going against the tide because there'll be some actions that the soul is telling you to do. Okay, you know, Dr. Manjit, you got to say sorry to this person. You upset your mum, go and say sorry to them. Or you know what, you haven't been in touch with your brother for a long time, but you know, go and see him. Life is short. When you go and meet God, He's going to ask you these things.
Yeah.
What did you do to change life?
Yeah.
What did you do to make it better for people? You know, and because remember this, we are spiritual beings just having a human experience.
Yeah.
I'll say that again. We are just spiritual beings just having a human experience. So
with the 5 senses.
That's right.
Intact.
And we've got to, that's why we've got to do the meditation to try and deactivate those 5 evil forces: attachment, greed, pride, lust, and anger. They are the ones that are going to drag you. And the soul is the one that's going to uplift you. And so you need to reverse that.
Yeah. So important. Such important points. I hope to see amal karonge aur kuch gyan longe. Is program te bhi Dr. Manjit Kaur is every other Wednesday aur aj da jehda budwar hai aur aun wali Diwali da ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੀਵਾਲੀ ਦੀ ਔਰ ਬੰਦੀ ਛੋੜ ਦੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਖੁਸ਼ੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਔਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸਿਹਤ ਔਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਰੀਰਕ ਪਰਵਿਸ਼ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਉਸ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਗਿਆਨ ਮਿਲਦਾ with Dr. Manjit Kaur, not forgetting the cook show, and which Amit is going to actually come to my cook show as well, and we're going to get him cook and find out what exactly he can do, whether he can use a knife or not, because eating with the good aura and good feeling is important. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ smoking, drinking and drugs is a way of life, and Amit is saying concretely and forcefully that having good companionship, ਅੱਛੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਹੋਏਗੀ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਅੱਛੇ ਹੋਏਗੇ. ਬਹੁਤ ਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ ਸਫਰ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ to the point where children are rude, obnoxiously, not taking part in the family duties of even vacuuming for your mother. ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਮੈਂ I was in USA with my friend, and ਉਹਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਤੋਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਬੇਟਾ can you get me a glass of water? ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ are your legs dead? Can't you get them yourself? Okay. And I said ਕਿ ਤੇਰੀ ਲੱਤਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ. I sat there and I said, does he speak to you like this? ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਯਾਰ ਬੱਚਾ ਆ. ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ no, I'm sorry. No. I won't take that nonsense.
You need to have the respect.
He said, can't you get it yourself? And he's busy playing. This is the selfishness. I think we are drowning our children with IT, with phones, with the peer pressure of clothes, but we are not connecting with what Amit is saying, that getting children to appreciate ਜੋ ਥੋੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਮਾਂ ਬਾਪ ਕੋਲ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਐਪਰੀਸ਼ੀਏਟ ਕਰੋ, ਸਤਿਕਾਰ ਕਰੋ, ਰਿਸਪੈਕਟ ਕਰੋ ਆਪਣੇ ਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ ਨੂੰ. be co-active at home with your mother, even if it's vacuuming, putting the washing out, but having good community friends in school and out of school, but connecting in Gurdwara. That's where you meet the good people. In your own religious backgrounds, you meet people who will harbor you with good energy and take you to a journey. But ਬੱਚੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ it's boring to go to the Gurdwara. But just go and do seva one day, and ਅੱਧੇ ਘੰਟੇ ਉਹ ਸੇਵਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਕਰੋ, ਚਾਹੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜੋੜੇ ਸਾਫ਼ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ, ਚਾਹੇ ਬਰਤਨ ਧੋ ਰਹੇ, and you'll come back home feeling so light-hearted.
That's right. I mean, talking about the relationship you were just mentioning there, about the relationship between a child and the parents, the relationship, and it talks about in the book as well, the gift, one of the laws is giving God the glory. Now, we've got to realize that God is the one that gives us the success. Now, the relationship is very much like a child and let's say, a mother. Sure. Let's just take this example. If a mother's, for example, got 5 children, And one of those children are always spoiled, but they don't appreciate what the mother's giving.
Sure.
But the mother keeps on giving because it's her child. She's going to give. But she won't release everything that she can give. Why? Because she knows the child is spoiled. He's not thankful of what he's getting. So he's not thankful. So the mother says, well, because he's not thankful, I'll give him what I need to give him. But I won't give him with an abundance because he's not thankful of me. The same relationship is with the divine. The same relationship is with God. God will only release with an abundance is when you thank Him for today what you have on your plate.
Very well said.
Once you thank Him for what you have today, and you are thankful where you are and what you have, He'll then lift you to your real soul heights.
ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰੋ ਉਸ ਮਾਂ ਦਾ ਜਿਸ ਮਾਂ ਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਂਦਾ. For 9 months a mother has kept you in her womb. She's fed you, she's brought you up. There are days that you were sick, that she was there day and night, and then the growth, and then the schooling, and the school, then the university. It goes on, and then you married, and then your children. But being grateful. So what did I do with this child? The following morning, I let him calm down, and I told him the story of Bhai Kanhaiya Ji, why seva of water is so important, and taking care, or being nice to your parents and not being rude. And I told him the story of Bhai Kanhaiya Ji, who जिन्हों ने अपने दुश्मनों को भी पानी पिलाया, और Guru Sahib was so touched by his seva कि उन्होंने कहा कि भाई मलम पट्टी भी कर, and Guru Sahib at one point never said that these are Muslims, they are our enemies and you cannot do this seva. On the contrary, he never realized that his sevadar was so humble and such a fine man with such fine values of life. And I told this story to this young child, and I said, do you know what, coming home and just asking your mother, Mom, how was your day? Can I get you a cup of green tea, not black tea, from Dr. Manjit, or pinya from Dr. Manjit, or a sandwich. You know what? You've just created so much energy, connection with the mother. The parent and child connections have broken. Rukh te manukh da ajkal da connection tut gaya. Maa te pyo te bachchiyan de connection tut gaye ne. Apa janam dinde ne, but we keep perishing them with the materialistic world. Have you ever sat on the table and connected with your children and ek sakhi har roz apne bachche nu Sikh itihas or sacrifice bare dasso? What sacrifices happened in the Sikh religion? And don't think that this will happen overnight. You need to do it in dribs and drabs.
That's right.
You need to do this so much that by the time the child is 18 and in university, he's harbored the principles of Sikhism, the philosophy of life. Doesn't have to be Sikhism, could be Hinduism, could be Islam, could be Christianity. Satkar karde asi sariya religions da. But being Punjabi, obviously I will connect with my Punjabi community as well. That Sikhism and the philosophy of Sikhism and living philosophy of Sikhism is so true to the 21st century. We can do it. But lagda Sikhism is old fashioned, and we should westernize ourselves, and we should intermix and intermarry. And marrying out of caste and out of community, out of caste totally throws you out, because you've now broken your shackles from a religion and intermixed, and the child is confused after birth. But next morning, the day after, the child came, and the first thing, what did he say? Staying on the same story, Mom, can I get you a glass of water? Say yes. And I applauded the kid. So never speak to the kid rude. Let things calm down. Sit and find a way to talk to the child. I think that's where connections broke. Amit connected with his father. He spoke about his dream. His father connected with him, gave him a substantial amount for his dream to come true to what he is today. Until today, he's still considering his father to be the proprietor of what he is. Whether he's in monetary, but in Naam Satkar, he puts his father first. Same thing with my father. I've always considered him an amazing soldier in my life, and many times in his saddest part of my life was when I had to go to Kenya and be by his bedside for such an amazing soldier who marched on and brought up 6 of us and 7 of his other brothers' children to make up to 13 children, and married 13. But kept on giving his wealth away, kept on giving his wealth of Punjab within the pind of Sri. He did not bring the wealth into Kenya. He kept saying, "O Sri pind de vichi taraqi hove, otthe pani lage, otthe tubewell pump lage, otthe RO system lag gaya gurdware." And I salute my father for that, because my brother said, "We've got enough, Dad. You've got your health. You're retired. Enjoy." But where do people go wrong? They don't enjoy their retirement. We carry on making money.
Carry on,
Amit.
yeah, and we never stop.
We never stop.
No.
When the retirement comes, a week before, I've noticed people fall sick. A week before, they'll have stroke. A week later, they'll have stroke.
That's
a week
right.
later, they'll have cardiac conditions. But we've lost the time.
That's
Exactly what Amit is saying. Don't lose the time.
No.
Keep the time as your discipline.
That's right. I mean, because everyone's got a certain amount of time limit here on earth, and we say to okay, you know what, I'm going to become spiritual when I retire.
Ji.
No, you don't need to, because
Yeah.
then you're going to lose out on getting to your soul destination. Start spirituality now. Start meditating now. Start doing selfless service. I mean, yesterday I was on radio and I was speaking to the presenter. The presenter said to me, Amit, there was a kid that came to my house and she needed help with her homework, and I was very busy and I just turned her away. Those opportunities, we get selfless service coming to us all the time,
Sure.
but we turn it away.
Yeah.
The opportunity for selfless service always comes to us. Someone always needs help.
Either you embrace it,
You-
or you can just be selfish.
I mean, for
and
example,
bypass
yeah,
it.
and someone needs help crossing the road. Someone you can give away in the car. Someone that needs help in a hospital or a charity shop. You can go out there and find the selfless service. And why do you want to wait until you retire to do all this work? Do it now. Start now.
And time is against us, Sankta.
Yeah, and because bottom line, because I'm telling you, once you start fueling the soul and you change your parameters and 80% fuel in the soul and 20% fuel in the mind, watch where God takes you.
Yeah. Time is against us, Amit.
Oh,
We
okay.
still need to say, going to say Sat Sri Akal, and we're going to be going to Ireland.
Yes.
I'll be there from the 25th till the 3rd of November, 25th of October to 3rd of November, doing my health shows in 3 different towns, starting from Londonderry to Belfast, Dublin, taking the ferry back to London, and then seeing my patients in Birmingham in 12th, 13th, and 14th of January. So years gone by, the time's gone by, the years gone by. I mean, what did we achieve and you achieve? I don't know, but I've achieved something, that I've met amazing person, amazing character, who's given this a gift. And he's thanking God. Ik second, this child is thanking God for what he is today, and the height is, and the ik second the breath. Tusi shukrana karo. So Kalpuruk da us di dein hegi a ik swas us di raza to bagair nahi ho sakda. This meeting that we had in June couldn't have happened without his Akal Puruk's grace on you. Thank you so much for being on my show. And the book is available with the link at the bottom and the pinya with drmanjitkaur.co.uk for Diwali. Get the book and the pinya or 9 different formulas on my website. Purchase this, the best mathiai of the season and the year. And time is against us. We've got to say goodbye, and what an amazing show.
Thank you.
And I've got my adrenaline going, but we've got to say Sat Sri Akal to everybody, and Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh, and ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧਾਈ for happy Diwali and Bandi Chhod Divas. Take care of yourself and each other. Your life is a light. ਇਹ ਰੋਸ਼ਨੀ ਨੂੰ ਗਵਾਓ ਨਾ. Keep it glowing. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਰੋਸ਼ਨੀ ਬੰਦ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਆ, ਅਸੀਂ ਫਿਰ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਗਰਤੀ ਦੇਣ ਲਈ ਮੇਰੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ 'ਚ and ਮੇਰੇ ਕੁਕ ਸ਼ੋਅ 'ਚ. Take care of yourself and each other. Goodbye.
Goodbye.